Have you always heard people say things like this, especially during marriage counseling? They say, don't marry someone who is not accountable to nobody. And I say, married couples should only be accountable to each other, no outsiders, no interference. However, the first school of thought also have a point. They believe that having a mentor, a trusted person, or even a counselor or a pastor or anybody could be a relative, to turn to really save a marriage. Where do we draw the line? When does seeking advice become helpful, and when does it start harming your marriage? Let's talk about it, guys. Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel, and it's your girl Adefemi Shumaski. I bring about lifestyle, faith, immigration tips, and motherhood. You're welcome to my safe space. Feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys for always coming back for wholesome content. And anyway, let's now dive into today's topic. Today I'm talking about accountability in marriage. Do we really have to be married to someone who has someone you can report him or her to, like a figure of authority? Does it really strengthen marriage, or does it really make the marriage work better? Does it mean you two can settle your whole issues, and then you need an external person who you want to report your partner to before your partner comes around when you guys have an argument? Isn't that a form of manipulation in itself? Does it not invite unnecessary opinions and interference? Anyway, we're going to be breaking all that down today. First thing first, what is external accountability in marriage, in relationship? Accountability in marriage usually means being open and responsible to your spouse, but some couples also choose to have a mentor, a trusted person, a pastor, a close friend of which they can check in with, especially when things get really tough and both of them can't, assess the situation. Secondly, what are the benefits of having an accountability partner if it's necessary at all? Having a trusted person you both are accountable to outside of your marriage can actually be a beneficial thing. It's only if it's done the right way. Here is why. One, it gives you a fresh perspective. Sometimes you might be deep in your own feelings to see clearly. A neutral person would offer wisdom without emotional bias. A neutral person in your relationship. Number two, it prevents you from making rash decisions. When you're angry, you're already vexed, you're not making headway with your partner, and you really want things to get done, this person helps you to not make rash decisions. Have you ever made a decision in the heat of an argument only to regret it later? A good accountability partner can help you slow down and think things through and be like, Adefemi, take it easy, relax. This person will come around, just give him time. Another reason is it offers emotional and spiritual support. Marriage isn't always smooth sailing. I don't know if yours is. Let me know. Having someone who truly cares about both of you can be a source of encouragement. Someone you could rub minds with and can actually give you good advice. Another reason is it strengthens your commitment. When guided wisely, accountability partners or a form of authority that your partner look up to, it remind you guys of your vows and why you choose each other in the first place. Early part of a marriage, when I had to deploy and I was away for like 6 months, and I was always having argument with my husband. We're always talking about this and that. My husband was really missing me, and we've just gotten married and I had to go away, so it was understandable. But then I felt really choked with his love. I felt like it couldn't be his own person outside me, and it really got me annoyed. And I was at that point where if it was going to go bad, let it go bad. But I had a mentor who I talked to, and the person was like, Adefemi, calm down. You have to think about this way. That really helped me. It gave me a new perspective. It gave me an understanding that it's not like this person is overloving, or it can't be his own person without me. But then he's missing me, and when you're missing someone and there's so many tales all over your head that this person by their self, maybe they're cheating, your own insecurity comes in, and there's just a lot in that situation. And it's really gave me a new perspective, and it helped me to be able to handle the issues better, not snap at him when he's hearing his feelings of the fact that he misses me. Just being calm and not being disrespectful, because it got to a point where my friend had to call me out, like, disrespect your husband, and I'm like, if my friend is seeing me as someone that disrespects my husband, it might get to the point where they start disrespecting my husband, and I wouldn't like it. It got me to remember that why did I marry this person in the first place? Why did we choose each other? And we can actually make things work. And it really helped us at that moment. So yeah, I would say having a mentor, in a way, or a form of authority that your partner can report to when the ships are really down and you feel like you're drowning, yeah, it's good, because the person would help you guys to understand why you chose each other in the first place and be a helping hand. However, on the other hand, every good thing also has its own downsides. I'm not a lover for you having like court authorities. No matter how neutral they might be, there will always be some form of bias. If you report to your pastor, is your pastor, somehow you tend to favor the woman sometimes, and if the pastor is a man, it might favor the man. Someone once said we are always selfish when it comes to one of our own, and which is the truth. For instance, if my sister's husband reports her to me, I would in a way side my sister, because she's one of mine, she's my sister. Even though I might call her out to say what you have done is wrong, but then I will always want to side my sister, because yeah, we're selfish. But here is what I think could be a potential danger of having an external accountability or authority involved in your marriage. Everything that is good, there's always also a negative point. On the flip side, when having an outside accountability partner which can harm your marriage instead of helping it, one of the reasons I feel like it could also be a danger is that, one, too many opinions can cause confusion. Everyone has an advice to give, but not all advice is good. Not all advice is good advice. Too many voices can even escalate things, complicate issues, and what you're trying to mend could even go south quickly. And again, risks of oversharing private issues. Your partner might not be happy with the fact that you are going to report him to somebody. Some things should just stay between you and your spouse. So if you are constantly, any issue, you want him to come around, you want him to accept your view about something, you are running to somebody, please let me talk to Dad Lagbaja, let me talk to my husband, so that he could accept. It's a form of manipulation in itself. You can break trust in your marriage. That means you don't trust your partner, you don't trust him to make the right decisions for you guys. Another reason is choosing the wrong person. This is even the worst one. Not everyone who listens has your best interest at heart. Not everyone you share your stories with, not everyone you share your problems with are actually on your side. Most of them, they just want to gossip, and they will even be the ones to encourage division instead of resolution. They might be the one telling your husband that your wife, I own too much, go and get another wife. Above all, for me, here is what I think. The golden rules, which is talk to your spouse first before you ever run or ever think of talking to someone else with your marital issues. Always ask yourself 3 key questions, which is, I actually try to resolve this with my spouse first. Have you tried to talk to him? He's not coming around, he's not ready to leave his high horse. Am I looking for wisdom, or do I just want someone to take my side? Because sometimes these people will report to is out of manipulation. You want your partner to do what you want. Number 3, would my spouse feel betrayed if they knew I shared this? As I said, there are some issues that your partner would want to make private. You going ahead to report to an higher authority, or someone you think your partner is accountable to, or someone you feel like, or no matter what happens in our home, if my husband will not listen to anybody, he will definitely listen to will definitely listen to the pastor. One, what actually happens is your partner will actually listen to your pastor. He will actually listen to this higher authority, or whatever it is you have termed them, the person you think they're accountable to. They will listen to them, not because what you want them to do, they want to do it, but because that person has said so. And what does accountability people do anyway? They open your eyes to see different perspective, or that this thing your husband is talking about, I think it's something that will benefit your marriage. I think you should do it. And one other way is, if your partner agrees to what they've said, not like his perspective is open, but he just wants to listen, I cannot say no to them, then they do that thing. But then little by little, I feel like it's affecting your marriage, because then you guys cannot make decisions without that person having a say in it, which at the long run is not healthy. Accountability should never replace communication between a husband and a wife. you having someone you're accountable to, or you having like authority that you guys listen to, should not replace communication between you guys. Your first point of contact is your partner. Your marriage should be a beautiful safe space for you guys to talk about things. I must say, having an accountability partner or authority is not really necessary, because I would believe that communication is key. There's no guarantee that you reporting your partner will make them change their minds, and even if they do, they might just be doing it just to please you or just to obey that authority. At the long run, you have exposed your home when you shouldn't. You could have just communicated with your partner and just pray and hand things to God. God touches their hearts to be open to listen. That issue will be resolved. And on the other hand, if you must have someone you're accountable to, or you must have like an authority you guys take your issues to, if you cannot handle it, then I would say, before you actually escalate issues to any accountability partner or an higher authority that your partner look up to, like a mentor, try to resolve the issue together. But when you keep hitting the wall, then fine, you can escalate, you can report. So when the issue is serious, like infidelity, the person is financially irresponsible, and you deep emotional struggles, the person is beating you like really grievous, then yeah, I understand if I say don't marry somebody that is not accountable to anybody. They are the god of their lives. And 3, when both of you agree that outside guidance would be helpful, like counseling, seeking therapy, you've tried every option, but it just seems like you guys are just miles apart from each other, then fine. 4, when it's someone that is wise, experienced, and trustworthy, and not just your friend who will take your side, then why not escalate the issue, report to them, and see where that takes you guys. Lastly, how do we then choose the right person? How do we choose the right person that is your accountability partner or your higher authority, or you say, or is going to be our external accountability person? One thing I would say is always choose wisely. 2, pick someone who is very, very neutral, not just someone who loves to hear gossip. Choose someone who values marriage, help you build and not break your relationship. Another thing is choose someone that respects boundaries. They should guide you and not control your decisions. They should not be the voice in your marriage. They should not be the one saying, oh, when you know that whatever, your husband will not listen to you, but whatever they say takes rule, then I think it's not healthy. They should not be the one controlling the decisions that happen in your marriage. 4, it should be preferably a married mentor, a counselor, someone who has walked the road, that has experience, someone who can offer real insight. It's full of experiences, someone that their marriage is worthy of emulation. Above all, having an accountability partner or some form of authority that you or your partner feel that you can be accountable to help your marriage, to help you grow. It should never ever replace open communication between you both, because the key is always balance. In as much as it's good to have someone that you look up to, like a mentor, your pastor, some form of authority that have a say, reset their brain when it's necessary, always ensure that before you seek external advice, ensure that it's truly necessary, that your spouse and yourself should always communicate first before you escalate issue. Marriage is all about trust and openness, and I believe that no third party should be allowed to have a say. What do you guys actually think about having like an accountability partner? I know people say don't marry someone that is not accountable to anybody, that is just the lord of his lives. I know they say all those things, but the truth of the matter is it actually necessary? Are they saying that couples cannot do issues by themselves without escalating it, without reporting to somebody else? I would say for me, I'm not a fan of it. I saw my parents, especially my mom, when she wants to like get away, even with us as kids, reporting us to people, and they will call you to say, hey, your mom has now said it, what are you going to say? Some of them I ignore them, because I feel like if my mom has an issue with me, she should tell me. If I'm not listening, or if I've said I'm not going to like do something, she should understand and respect my wish, and not start reporting me to people. So you report to them today, tomorrow you report to them, next tomorrow your matter will now become gossip. They will now start sharing it with other people. It should not be like your go-to. You want your partner to do something, then you manipulate them by talking to someone you know they will listen to. I think it's a no-no, and it should be discouraged. But on the other hand, I'll cite this example. When my husband and I, before we got married, there was an issue we had. So I don't know, it mistakenly sent a message, and what I read in the message was he wants us to break up. Or more, me before that, I was just trying to see whether I want to consider Mr. Man or not. Well, as soon as I saw that message, I'm just like, oh, thank God, freedom. And besides, I was already, Holy Spirit kept on telling me he's my husband, but I kept on saying me, nothing. It wasn't up to the standard. But then, when he now wrote that message mistakenly, he wanted to, I don't know what he said. He said it was a mistake. That was not what he implied. So I just ghosted him. I wasn't talking to him. Then he reported to one of my big C's that this is blah blah blah. But he said he didn't report that. He just the person called him, and he told the person that we're no longer together. And the person that called me, and the person was like advising me, if you say this guy is not good, why is he not good? And the person opened my eyes to see a different perspective. And at the long run, where it was like, we came back together. If my husband didn't open up to the person, maybe we would not be together today. So I understand the fact that it's always good you have somebody that not necessarily report your partner to, because I don't like to use that word, but someone that you know that if the ship goes down, there is someone that you can talk to about your partner, that if they talk to them, they will always come around. But before it gets to that, it must really be that bad before you start involving third party in your marriage, because I don't believe you having accountability partner, you having some form of authority is necessary. I feel there are third parties, even your parents are third parties. Some of the issues that happen in relationship that leads to breakup or divorce is lack of communication. Some of us, we can't express our feelings, and we just expect that the other person would know what we are thinking, or assume to know what we are thinking or how we feel, and at the end of the day we don't express our feelings, we don't communicate how we feel. And I had a recent assessment with my husband, and I'm like, we've had a child, we've been taking care of our child for like over a year now. Are we good? If he was weird, he didn't expect it. He was like, where is this coming from? I'm like, yeah, I need to know if we are good, if we are still on the same page, if there's something we need to work on. Our marriage is going to be 4 years by God's grace. If there's something we need to work on, if we're still grinding well, if there's a way we need to like make things better communication wise and all that, have that sort of reassessment with your partner, and you guys come to the round table and remember the reason why you guys were together in the first place, and make it work out before you start reporting or escalating to higher authority or your mentor or your accountability partner. Always ensure you have a good communication with your partner, enhance their trust, and don't report them to anybody without their consent. Let them know, if you're not going to like come off your high horse, I'm going to like involve so person. Don't let it just be like so person just calls them out. Your wife reported you to me, and without them being informed, they are not aware, they've not been given a heads up. I found that very annoying. You just come out of the blue and say your mom reported me to you. The kind of bad I will give you, you yourself, you don't try it again. So may the Lord help us, and I pray that we keep on having beautiful and happy homes and beautiful marriages. And thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friend. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts about being accountable to somebody, especially when the ships go down. What's your thoughts on it? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.